guys, what's up? Just heading out here to the other garage, and I recorded this video once already last week and I didn't like it, so I'm recording it for a second time. What is up, everybody? Happy Monday morning. It is Independence Day week, also known as the week of 4th of July. And let me start off by saying, if you aren't proud to be an American and you're not proud to be in this country, then get the hell out. We'll stop right there. I hope everybody's gonna have a great holiday week. I hope you've had a great weekend. I am just coming off of working 3/12s this weekend, starting Friday. All nights, of course. So it is Monday morning and I just got home, and the first thing I did was come out here to the garage. So from the reveal video, you saw that I went with this Monstaliner product. And hopefully this time it doesn't seem as stupid to me. Some of the challenge with making your own videos and hearing yourself talk and things like that. So I wanted to go over why I chose Monstaliner to paint the Jeep versus a professional grade primer, paint, and clear coat. But let's take a look at it first here. The hood's up. Got a little bit of America going on here. This is the CB antenna I chose. Fire stick, red, white, and blue. Gonna rock that on the back of the Jeep. So, excuse me. With Monstaliner, it is obviously a bedliner type material. And it has a little bit of a texture, as you can see, but not much. And the colors are really, really nice that you can choose from. I chose this blue called Midnight Special, and I really like it. I think it's fantastic. Do I think chrome would look better as far as the hinges and trim pieces with this blue? Yeah, I think chrome would. However, I really like the black and the blue together. So, a little bit about Monstaliner again. I know I talked about this in the actual video where I was beginning the painting process. But again, Monstaliner is a bedliner type material. And look, my workbench is actually starting to get cleared off. I got the windshield wiper linkage out and the visors, and once that stuff's all gone, then I actually have a pretty clear workbench. Monstaliner, being a bedliner material, is like a plastic, polymer, polyethyl methyl bad stuff kind of thing. Now this is a sample that I set apart without the color, and this is actually without the hardener in it as well. This is just straight up material out of the can. And you can see in thin areas it can be torn, it can snap off. But if you look here, this is really not all that pliable. I mean, it is, but it returns back to shape. This is essentially what is on my Jeep, except it has the catalyst hardener in it and the color. It's solid, and in theory it lasts forever. That's the whole idea of a bedliner type material. It is 100% UV protected. It will not fade in normal use, meaning whatever normal use is, defined as for your vehicle sitting out in the sun. It's still pretty easy to wash because, again, it has a texture, but it's not real rough and jagged. And because it's so durable, you can actually use those car wash brushes on it, and it's not really going to hurt it any. The brushes will help agitate everything and get the dirt that may have settled into the texture a little bit. It'll help get that dirt off. So again, why I chose this right off the bat, durability. I do still want to off-road this some, so if I hit tree branches, stuff like that, it may scratch, but it's not going to leave marks. It's not going to be like a clear coat and have to get buffed out, waxed, and, you know, the whole 9 yards. The 100% UV protected, so it won't fade. There's no clear coat to crack and come off of it. And it's actually pretty easy as far as touch-ups, because let's say you have an area that you need to touch up. And walk with me here. I know you don't have a choice because I'm dragging the camera all over the place. In the kit, you get these brown scuff pads. And I can't really describe, it's kind of like a Scotch-Brite, but it is much, much more abrasive. And you use one of these, and let's say I want to touch up this spot, okay? So I take my brown pad and I scuff it till you see the color start to change. And I wish I had an area where I could show you, but I don't. But you'll see the color lighten, and you'll see that it starts to scratch and get almost powdery. That's what you want. Then you take your mixed up Monstaliner, because you can get it in pints, mix it up, and then you just roll it on. You're done. It's so simple and so easy. And another major reason for doing the Monstaliner is cost. This Jeep, the body, the tub, the hood, and the windshield frame were all done for right around $300. And I still have half of a gallon left in here that has since hardened because it had the catalyst in it. It's not usable, but I still have half of that gallon able to be used, or I should say left over from painting all of this. So it was a 2-gallon kit, and I used 1.5 gallons on it, and the cost for 2 gallons was right around $300. So realistically, $150 per gallon, 75, half of that, $225 is what I painted this Jeep for. And I think for $225, that's a pretty smart investment because it's permanent, it's durable, it's rugged, and the colors. I'm gonna put some pictures up of some of the available colors from Monstaliner, and you can see some of the cool colors. And what I really wanted to do was the slime lime green. Now my cousin Kelly, she has a YJ, I think hers was an 89, and hers is the slime lime green, and it looks amazing. But I didn't want to duplicate her. I wanted something different for the Craven family. So I went with the blue, and I really like it. The other thing that got done is a tonneau cover. Tonneau, however you say it. A tonneau cover over the back, and I went with Best Top sport bar pads. Now I don't have these completely finished because I need to get out in the sun and get it heated up to get that top one zippered up. And then this is a bikini top here that I ordered from Quadratec. Now the reason I went with Quadratec for the bikini top is they make their own, and it has a 3-year warranty, and you can't beat the price. The Quadratec bikini top was like $30, something like that. So you can't beat it. The warranty, they do it all themselves. You have a problem, you send it back, you call them on the phone, stuff like that. So that is the bikini top I got, waiting for the windshield frame to go in. And we go over to the windshield frame, and the glass got put in yesterday by Safe Light. And kid did a really good job. He was like 20 years old, did it himself. Obviously he did it himself, but he does automotive stuff on the side. Like he has a Triumph TR7 and things like that. So he's familiar with some of the automotive stuff that goes on, and he did a great job. The part that I don't like about Safelite is this surround. It doesn't meet up. That kind of drives me bonkers. Fortunately, it's on the bottom, so it's not as noticeable, but it's still something that just bugs me. I don't know what I can really do except maybe get some rubber material that's similar to that and sort of like put some epoxy, like gasket material back in the back, and then just lay it in there and close that up. I don't know. And then I added a Monstaliner sticker to the front corner because I really like that product. So what's next? What's next for the Jeep is obviously I got to get the CB mount that I'm waiting for. We'll put the CB antenna on. We'll run the antenna cable in. We'll figure out where to put the CB and seats. Obviously bolt up the windshield frame, put in the wiper linkage, and get that all situated. Now, because I got a new cowl gasket, it's the gasket that goes between the windshield frame and this piece, which I actually have laying out over here. This is the cowl gasket. Because it's new, it's very, shall I say, stiff, which is good. But what happens is when you go to fold your windshield frame up, and it's laying down and you go to fold it up, the gasket is going to stop at about here. And you can see how far it needs to go to get to there. So what you do is you put ratchet straps around the top and about halfway down the windshield frame. So you'll run ratchet straps about here and here to the roll bar. And then each day for about a week, you tighten the ratchet strap a little bit more. And what that does is it starts to crush the gasket in here, and it brings everything back nice and slow to where you can meet up to your overhead bars to get those bolted up. And then you want to make sure that you get these locked down, because this also holds it, you know, at whatever angle it should be at. So you get those locked down, and then it's all set. I do want to get a new steering wheel as well. If anybody knows anything about these steering wheels, please let me know. I know it's a Grant, or at least I think it's a Grant steering wheel. And as far as it looks, these might be just for look, maybe. And these are what actually holds the steering wheel on, or the center one. I don't know. So that's what I need help with. I want to get this one off. I want to get a similar one on. I like the shallow steering wheels. I don't like one with a lot of depth, because obviously I'm a bigger guy. So my belly goes against the ones with a lot of depth. Embarrassing to say, but I'm working on it. I'm actually down 25 pounds. Yeah, I've been really working at losing weight. I know I may not look any skinnier in this video, but trust me, I'm down about 2 pant sizes, and I'm really trying to take care of my health and improve my health and lose some more weight. So I'm doing really well with that. And things are on a roll with this. It's just about ready. And I'm so thankful that I've been able to do this. Once I get basically everything done, so once I get the seats ordered, that will pretty much be all the parts that I need to make it drivable. And what I want to do is I want to do a video about how much I spent doing what I did to this Jeep. Mechanically, I haven't touched it yet. I know for a fact that the front diff needs serviced. I can hear a bunch of noise rattling around in the front axle. I'm not sure if it's related to that 4x4 cable lock or if it has to do with the drive shaft or the pinion in the front pumpkin. I just don't know. So it'll need that. It needs new shocks. Those shocks look terrible. And, you know, transmission fluid change, oil change, all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot to do as far as mechanically making this thing sound, but if it's drivable and I can use it to go to work a couple times, I'm good with that for right now. There's always more that can and will need to be done with Jeeps. That's why Jeep stands for just empty every pocket. And so far with this project, I've emptied quite a few pockets. I think I'm just about out of pockets. So anyway, like I said, I know it's a pretty long video and it's a whole lot of me talking, but I also hope you enjoyed some of the pictures that I put up in the interim in the video. And stay tuned. I'm gonna have a video coming up soon with Joe from work, the guy that helped me paint the Jeep. He needs some switches replaced in his Silverado, and we're also gonna redo his ground straps in his Silverado as well. And I'm also gonna show you something about daisy chaining grounds under the hood, so that way, for example, you have a ground here, you have a ground on the engine block somewhere, and you have obviously your ground battery terminal going to a ground somewhere on the body. And what we're gonna do is sort of daisy chain grounds together back to the negative battery terminal. And we're sure then that way that everything's getting a good ground connection, and hope it improves his charging system from his alternator, because I'm thinking he's just got a ground issue. I don't believe his alternator's bad, but we'll see what happens with redoing the grounds and switches. And then maybe he does need a new alternator, but we'll find out. So I hope you maybe enjoyed this video, maybe not. Either way, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a subscriber. If you're not yet a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button. Really want to change the way we do the channel here and try to keep it interesting and keep some different content from time to time. So take care, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.